You know, it's interesting that I know that you just mentioned that in the last 2 weeks, because I know that the Nigerian Army has been in JOS for more than the last 2 weeks. They've been in JOS for years now, if I'm not wrong. Well, it's just that how come they have been there and all of this, you know, outbursts have still been managing to happen right underneath their nose?
Like I told you, what any security agent at all needs is information. That information can come from even a local woman, can come from a farmer. When we get that information, we will digest the information and use that information to carry out our roles. Remember that it's a peacetime activity. The people involved are also Nigerians like us. So you do not just go in there, I mean, as if you are fighting a war. So we use that information intelligently so that we do not also cause what I could call fighting within the same family. We are family.
Which is very, very important here, because that reminds us, have you been speaking with some of the locals, how they can really help in that regard? Because sometimes we've seen some stories, not too many of them, few of some people who disguise in army uniform going to perpetrate some of these heinous crime. Have you been telling the people so that they know that, look, the army is professional and this is how you can recognize the army from the man who's fake?
Yes, there's what we call public awareness, which our own Directorate of Army Public Relations does. In each of the divisional UR, we have an element of this particular directorate which preaches like orienting the people around the area that if you see any suspicious movement, please let us know. Of course, the issue of the arms and ammo which were recovered from Gombe, which was stolen, or were stolen from police station Gombe. Of course, it was based on information before we moved in. So we have been doing that. That particular directorate have been doing that, and we sensitize people that what you think may not be injurious to you may be injurious to your next family member.
Do they do that in the native language of the people? That
yeah, of course, because I mean not everybody in this country is literate, so they have to translate that in their native language so that they will know. In fact, they are also aware there is nobody who does not want peace. Peace is the ultimate, and it's part of the transformation agenda of this present administration.
When the Nigerian Army Corps of Engineers, when they have their meetings, maybe formal or informal meetings, is it usually out of place, or do they consider it at all to perhaps just kind of share some sort of information as to how civil engineers can also improve their lots in that kind of, for instance, the one that's coming up recently?
Yeah.
Is there any such plan in the works, for instance?
It is, because as you may be aware, we are going to have our SAPA's reunion on the 1st of November.
SAPA, what's SAPA?
SAPA's reunion. SAPA means the engineers. All over the world, the army engineers are regarded as sappers. And what do you mean by sappers? It means under the, just like I said, the issue of bomb, explosives and so on is the prerogative of the Nigerian army engineers. And it started many centuries ago. So when you want to sap, go under the ground, you dig a tunnel, under the ground tunnel, you are sapping, and it is common with engineers, and that's why we came to be known as sappers. We sapper, and we sap the ground underneath like a rat digging a hole, but without being seen from the top, because that top is like what we call bunkering. Bunkering in the sense that whatever thing you have at the top will never get into you. You understand? So the sapping means digging a hole under the tunnel, and that's how we came about the word sapper. It's commonly used by the engineers. In fact, the sappers reunion we're going to have on the 1st of November, all our colleagues in construction industry are invited. The idea is because the profession itself, you need to interact, you need to get new ideas from other people so that you can be on the same footing. And basically what the reunion is all about is bringing our old colleagues
who have left
the service to come and share their experience with we the younger ones with a view to reposition the Nigerian engineers.
Let me pop in here. Is it possible, would it also be, is it not done in the army when they retire, they get into civilian life? Are they usually encouraged to perhaps get Nigerians there, just train them, improve their security consciousness, how they need to live within the society, to improve that level wherein they could just see and know that, well, I have to be a lot more security conscious in this area or not?
No, they do. In fact, there's no Chief of Army Staff conference that retired officers and even soldiers are not invited to come and rub minds with us. We are one. And of course, they live within the civil society now. And of course, they have a role to play in security awareness. We do invite them. The Chief of Army Staff in particular invites retired personnel to attend this conference.
Now that you're talking about this oneness that exists, how has it been with other forms of organs of agencies? Now we're talking about security agencies now, specifically the police. So how is the relationship with between the army and the police?
Very cordial. In fact, we just had an RSN convention last 2 weeks here in Lagos. The cadre that had the convention for all security agencies in Lagos State were invited to attend. And they were all addressed because we must work together, whether we like it or not. Security, like I said, is not for one man. It's for every organ.
You're based in Lagos?
I'm based in Lagos.
Now, before you go, as an engineer, Commander Corps of Engineers here of the Nigerian Army, you've seen the flood problems here in Lagos, and it reminds us of what happened in the United States, Hurricane Katrina, how the Army as well as others, they were called in to help in that regard. Yeah. So we've not been seeing the Army sometimes when it comes to flood issues, flood matters. How can they come in and help us?
No, we do come in when we're invited. I did mention the issue of Sokoto, which happened last year.
No, I want to see them in Lagos.
You want to see them in yeah, of course, when we were invited.
You have to be invited first?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's procedure.
Yeah, that's a procedure.
You can't. There's no way you can approach, say, the state governments and say, we can actually help you in this area.
Of course, if I invite, you see, as a corps commander engineers, I still have my boss, I have the Chief of Army Staff. Like I told you, the issue of Sokoto, it was a presidential directive to the Chief of Army Staff. You can't go into any state and start working on whose authority, where is the legal backing. And these are the issues we intend to address during the SAPA reunion, where we discuss, we rub minds and see how we can move forward. All over the world, Nigerian engineers are very, very
I'm quite sure, just before you go, I'm quite sure maybe some government agencies, they really don't know this, because even in the United States, still back to Katrina, they were actually invited to move into that area by the government. But again, looks like many people here, they don't really understand, because if you talk about the bridge that was built in Sokoto, there's some people here in Lagos, as we speak, where your corps is, they need some kind of bridge like that. So maybe now someone watching should know that they should call your people. Do you do it for a fee?
Of course.
Oh.
It's not free.
That's interesting.
It's not free. What I can assure you that
subsidized.
Highly subsidized. And high quality job will be provided or will be produced, and in record time. Let me also say something for your information. You recall too that last year there was this Ayakurumo issue. We went in there and reconstructed. We reconstructed the town under 8 months. We reconstructed over 255 buildings in that town. It's a modern town today.